stopping by. This is Brian for Liberty. Today we're talking about Ralph Yarl and the shooting we've all now heard a lot about. This young man went to the wrong door. A 16-year-old African-American goes to the door, was shot through the door by an 84-year-old white man. And of course, every single piece of media you see can't help but put race front and center of the conversation. And of course, if we can also mix in a little gun control debate, a little anti-stand your ground laws, we'll throw that in as well. This is what the left does. They use black people to perpetuate their narrative. They use black people to perpetuate their policy agenda. And it's sick, it's disgusting, and it's super transparent to anybody who's paying attention. But here we go again. So let's talk about it. Before I get going, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on those notifications about these fancy new headphones today. I am planning on posting a lot more content, and I think you're going to like what I have to say. Besides, libertarian channels need all the help they can get. So let's get into it. Ralph Yarl, 16-year-old young man, I already told the story, goes to the wrong door, rings doorbell. Old man shoots him through the door. Ralph Yarl is then taken to a hospital. He is apparently at home recovering. So thank God that this didn't turn out to be a worse tragedy, and that he appears to be recovering, and hopefully he's going to be just fine. Based on everything we've seen in the media, he seems like a fine young man. Definitely don't think that there's going to be an issue here where we think that there was any funny business. It sounds like the story that he's telling is the story. And the man who shot him should go to jail. Ralph Yarl is completely innocent, made a mistake. Stand your ground doesn't mean you could just fire blindly out of your home every time you're afraid. Remember, only the police can kill you and shoot at you when they're afraid. Regular citizens need to be held accountable for that kind of behavior. What this isn't is a valid argument against stand your ground laws. One of the funny things that you're hearing out there is that this is what stand your ground means. And no, it's obviously not. The man who shot him is charged and is probably going to go to jail for a very long time, and based on his age, possibly for the rest of his life. So obviously this is not what stand your ground law means, because stand your ground law is not preventing this person from being charged with a crime. So the argument that this is a valid excuse to start revisiting stand your ground laws is silly, because stand your ground laws are not shielding this person from the consequences of his actions. That would be the only reason. And it's not, that's not what's happening. And of course, we've had some mass shootings. We had the Nashville mass shooting, and we've had some things in the headlines lately. And so, as always, we're revisiting gun control. So the gun control argument, something that a lot of, again, it's another far left, it's another progressive agenda. I wouldn't even say, it's not even far left. It's becoming far too mainstream for my comfort. A couple of quick things here. First and foremost, you don't get to restrict my liberty and my right to defend myself, my right to bear arms, based on your fear or based on the criminal acts of another person. That's not how the criminal justice system works. We don't say this person committed a crime with this object and therefore nobody should be allowed to buy this object. Let me give you a quick analogy. I go to the bar late at night. I get drunk. I get behind the wheel of my 2015 Toyota Corolla. I go out on the road and I slam into a minivan, killing a family of 5. What a horrible tragedy. Drunk driving should certainly be illegal. I'm going to jail for the rest of my life, and I should. It's vehicular manslaughter. It's a horrible crime. Nobody's going to say we should ban cars. Certainly nobody's going to say we should ban 2015 Toyota Corollas. It's a silly argument. To say we should ban a particular type of weapon in order to prevent a particular type of weapon crime is, well, stupid. It's just a stupid argument. If you actually want to stand up and say we're going to prevent these kinds of shootings, then all you can do is say we're going to ban all guns and we're going to confiscate them. Short of that, the argument that we're going to ban a particular type of weapon is incredibly stupid. That's it. There's not a lot of talking around it. The other side of this is the red flag principle of we'll do this to prevent crime. At the end of the day, you don't get to take away one person's freedom based on the crime of another person. That's it. That's the most simplistic argument. You want to stop school shootings, then you have to make schools hard targets. We know very clearly that the shooting that took place in Nashville, that school was chosen over another potential target because that school didn't have security. That's it. Bottom line, there's not an argument to be made here. And every single politician who's telling you to give up your right to bear arms is protected by armed guards. It's silly. We're sitting here going, we should make schools hard targets. They should have armed security. And politicians are telling you, no, we don't want our kids to be afforded the same protection that we have. Let's instead take guns away from law-abiding citizens. It's so stupid. Only politicians could sell it, and only partisan voters could buy it. That's the gun control argument. Sorry, there isn't an argument to be made. There isn't a lot more to be said on that topic. We've been beating it to death over and over, and at the end of the day, no matter how horrific the crime, no matter how large the tragedy, you can't use that as an excuse to take away somebody else's liberty. Anyway, that's all I got on this. Sad topic, but we have to keep coming out here, and we have to keep having the conversation. We have to keep defending gun rights, or we will lose them. Thank you all for tuning in to Brian for Liberty. Like this content, share this content, and most importantly, subscribe to this content. Thank you all for stopping by.